What it does is your girl Mastafari, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new, welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. Well, today I'll be sharing 5 things I'll be showing you before enrolling into a media institution in South Africa. So in the meantime, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, and do all the crazy things, guys. So as a money lover, I had to start with this one. Media schools are expensive. So if you're not ready to break the bank or anything of that sort, maybe you should look the other way, because they're very expensive. I've personally heard of courses where students pay 40,000 a year, 50,000 rands actually a year, and on my side you can literally reach 90k or 80k a year. Media school is expensive, so if you're looking to go into media school, just budget, because it's expensive. It's expensive. That's one thing I wish I knew before going, but with my situation, I didn't know that I was going to media school until the year that I was supposed to enroll, like to be in the school. So it wasn't planned. It was a mess. I don't want anyone to ever go through that, because I went into a very crazy situation. So to avoid it, budget while it's still early, because media schools, baby girl, they're very expensive. Also, do your research. Stop this thing off next year. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. So one thing you have to do right now is start budgeting, because they're very expensive. This leads me to my second point. Bursaries are very rare. Bursaries are very rare for media studies. Very rare. You can literally find that there are 20 bursaries open for media students in a year. 20. And each bursary will be like, I take 1 student or 2 students. I've actually experienced that. I've seen it happen. So you just read the description and they tell you they take 2 students a year, and it's only 20 bursaries available. How many media schools are there? How many students are studying media? Guys, it's very crazy. So to avoid all of this, just budget. I've heard of seen, I know that students also learn on sponsorship, like private special sponsorships. They're sponsored by whoever or whatever. You can consider that. Others are learning through, they have to break their parents' banks, their parents' pockets. Also, the others are getting, what's this, student loans. So those are like options you can consider if you want to actually go pay all the money that is required there. Because guys, I can't get over the fact that it's so expensive to study media. It's very expensive, guys. And by media, I'm looking at everything in broad. I'm not focusing just on filmmaking, because I'm a filmmaker. I'm focusing on everything. Journalism, radio, PR, everything, digital marketing, advertising. They're very expensive to study. So if you consider going there, try to get sponsorship of some sort, or if you can't, start budgeting now. You'd be lucky if you saw this or did your research like in high school, maybe in grade 10, grade 11. If you saw this, you can actually do your research as early as then, so that you can save up money and be ready for this. We don't want crisis. Unless if your parents can afford it, that's better. But still, they need to be aware that they're gonna break the bank. So my third point is, you can't be antisocial in a media school. You can't afford to be antisocial. It costs you. Why? Everyone around you that you go to class with, that you see in campus, that's your next client, that's your potential business partner, because you guys are literally starting in the same field. So if you don't talk to people, who's gonna know you in the game? You understand. And also remember, this is media. You work with people. So for instance, if you find yourself in a situation where you're a musician like Mastafari and you need a music video to be shot by someone that you went to school with, and maybe they're running their own filming company or videographic company or whatsoever, you need a music video to be shot. When you go there, you call this person, hi, how are you, whoever, we went to the same school, that person will literally be like, oh, okay, nice, because they don't know you. They just take whatever you're telling them. They're like, oh, we went to the same school. Oh, okay. And you're like, yeah, I want to shoot a music video. Okay, cool. The package is 150K. Okay. As compared to someone who is social, obviously it's not guaranteed that things will work out that way. But if someone is social, chances are you'll call the person and be like, hey Bonolo, I need a favor. I want to shoot a music video for my song, and this person already knows Bonolo. It's like, hey Bonolo, I remember Bonolo, I know Bonolo. Like Bonolo has been pushing on music ever since. It's like, okay Bonolo, my package is 150K, but because it's you, I can make it 100K. You get me? Favors on favors on favors. We live by favors at the end of the day. It's not guaranteed that they're gonna give you favors though, but chances are they will. Because when you talk to people, you create friendships. I'm not saying people need to be your friends, but if it reaches that point, then congratulations. That's great. But just talk to people. People need to know your name. People need to know you. That's one of the things I wish I knew before going to media school, because I was always the antisocial girl. I don't talk to people, I don't talk to anyone. But I figured that, hey Baba, I'm killing myself. This thing is killing me more than anybody else. So this one, I'm just gonna ask every one of you, please be social. And it doesn't only apply to media studies. Everyone studying anything, just be social. Because those people are your business partners. Those people are going to the same field. Remember, after school, you go into the work field. That person does PR, does advertising, does whatever. But at the end of the day, you're all going to be in the same game. You're playing the same game, and you're gonna need the next person. Trust me. You're gonna look at someone and be like, that one is doing journalism. I wouldn't need him. I wouldn't need her. And then you think you need the people who you are studying television with. Bro, why would you need someone that just, okay, you're gonna need them, but why would you think you only need that person? Because at the end of the day, you're studying the same thing. You're gonna need a favor about the thing you're studying. That's crazy. So you're gonna need that person who's studying journalism if you need your, maybe you have a business and you need an article. You're gonna have to call that person to be like, hey bro, please write an article for me. You're gonna need that person, that PR and advertising person, digital marketing person, to advertise for you, because all you know is TV at the end of the day. And you think you're gonna need the people in your class because they're doing TV, you're doing TV, so it's just TV all around. Not really, baby. So respect everyone at school. Also be respectful. Like, respect everyone. The world does not evolve around you, because you are going to get to media school and you're going to meet a lot of different people who are mean, people who are nice, people who are cool to hang out with, and people who are the worst to hang out with. Please try not to be one of the worst people to hang out with. You don't want to be that person, because once you're that person, then everyone will know you as that person. Everyone will know you as this mean girl, mean guy, this guy with attitude, this guy who always bad mouths everyone, and no one will want to work with you. Sorry. Even after school, you call my phone or I hear about you. Maybe your name is Lerato, and we know Lerato is this mean girl from college. Then I talk to this other guy of mine, or this friend of mine in the game, and they're like, hey, Lerato actually needs a favor with something. And I'm like, that mean girl, I don't want to work with her. And you don't want to be that girl. So that's another advice. This one also applies to every institution. It doesn't have to do with media, but it has to do with everything. Don't be the mean guy. Don't be the mean girl. Don't be. This leads us to number 4. Media studies is not easy. I don't know who told people that studying media is the easiest thing you can ever do, or media is one of the easiest things to study. It's not. It's not, because people get to see the outside. People are only exposed to the outside. For instance, I'm studying filmmaking. People are only exposed to the movie. They don't know the making of the movie, and they assume, this is easy. Because I've personally experienced it, where people would ask me, what are you studying? And I'm like, I guess a media or television. And they're like, oh, okay. But if a person shows up and says, I'm studying mechanical engineering, all those things, they'll be like, oh, wow, they're like fascinated about it. Really? Oh, how is it? Because society made us believe that things like engineering and being a doctor and all of those are hard things. So if you study it, you are more recognized for it. As compared to if you're studying media, it's like you're doing something that's very simple. Anyone can do it. That's not true. That's not true. If media was easy, we wouldn't be having students repeating years in college or university or anyway. We wouldn't be having students failing modules if it was easy. So this thing is a balance. As much as law has easy things, it also has hard things. In high school you study maths. We have students who say paper 1 is easy, paper 2 is hard. It's a balance. But it doesn't have to be hard, obviously, but just showing you that it's a balance. Nothing is harder than the other. No module is harder than the other. No work field has it easier than the other. It's all a balance. And that's one thing we need to understand. Studying media is not the easiest thing. So if you're out there and you don't know what to study, you're thinking, okay, cool, let me bail out on this one because it's easy, you're lying to yourself, and you're going to find yourself doing a 3-year course for 6 years. Avoid it. Just avoid it. This leads me to my last and final point for this video. The media industry is oversaturated. It is very saturated. You can actually see by being at campus, those students you go to class with is a lot of students, and you guys are studying the same thing. So you can imagine how crazy it is out there. And you're in third year, there's a first year student studying the same thing, there's a second year student that's studying the same thing. You were in first year, there were second and third students studying the same thing. It's very saturated, but I feel like it's literally the same with any other field of study, anything, like, I don't know, but it's very saturated, guys. The media, it's very saturated. So if you're looking to go into the media field, you must be ready to have like a lot of competition. There are a lot of students. Imagine, trust me, there are people who left school, the same institution you're in, who left it in 2015, 2016, and they still haven't found jobs today. They still haven't. So imagine you're living this year and you're like, I'm excited. You still have to go out there and be in competition with those people for jobs. But still, you can collaborate actually. Instead of competing, you can collaborate and do your thing. I never thought about it. You guys both can start something. Because you're sitting at home, no jobs. Let's do something. And it's easy to freelance. That's a positive about the media industry, actually. It's easy to freelance. I'm a filmmaker. I can literally take my phone and go outside and record. Post on my socials. Social media made life easy for us. Post on social media. Get clients. Freelance work. I don't need a company to really hire me. It's a bonus if you get one, but you can actually freelance. Smart. But anyway, the industry is oversaturated, and it leads me to the previous point that I mentioned. People think media is easy. People think media is the easiest thing to do out of the entire box that they get. They get multiple career choices and they're like, let me do media because it's the easiest thing. They just think so. They think it's easy, so they do it. Cool, they go to school, they pass. I'm happy for them. They get a certificate and then they stay at home and do nothing because why? They're not passionate about this thing, and the only certificate they have is this media certificate. So when you go and look for a job, the same person tries to get a job. A person that graduated 5 years ago is still trying to get a job also. After leaving school, those 120 students you were in the class with have to go look for jobs. Which companies are going to hire 120 students who just left school with no experience? Because remember, jobs in South Africa, like, I don't know why they like this thing of experience. Where are we going to get experience if you don't hire us? Because you have to hire me in order for me to have experience. But anyway, be ready for the crazy competition. The media it's very saturated. And that's it from me, Mastafari. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and do all the nice things, guys. So please also comment on the comment section if there's anything you'd like for me to talk about, and then I'll definitely do so. Can't wait to hear from you. Thanks.